Some choices you make while adventure riding can dictate whether you have a fun ride, a challenging ride, or one where you end up getting a whole lot more adventure than you bargained for.
After an amazing month in the Galapagos Islands, it's time to head off again. Have a feed and a bit of a look around. Decent bloody belt of rain came through, and so I've just come around the corner and seen this. Okay, don't make me regret this.
As an adventure motorcycle rider, you're constantly making decisions. It starts way back at the planning stage, where you're trying to find out where you're going, how you're going to get there, what gear you need, and how much it's all going to cost. Once you're underway, there are decisions to be made before every day's ride. And out on the trail, you're constantly forced to make more decisions, sometimes in a split second. Some choices you make while adventure riding aren't that important in the overall scheme of things, while others may have serious consequences. The decisions you make can dictate whether you have a fun ride, a challenging ride, or one where you end up getting a whole lot more adventure than you bargained for.
After an amazing month in the Galapagos Islands and a few days in Quito to get myself organised, it's time to head off again, and it's great to be back on the Tenere. Absolutely fantastic. So leaving Quito now, I'm going to head north up towards the Colombian border, and then I'm going to swing around to the east and then head south down through the Ecuadorian Amazon. So really looking forward to that, should be great. Well, I finally got out of the city. Traffic was horrible. And now I've finally got a little room to myself. One thing's for sure, if you're in Ecuador, you're never far from a volcano.
By late afternoon, I had reached the regional town of Otavalo, where I would stop for the night.
Evening, ladies and gent. It's a beautiful morning for riding this morning. I'm heading north towards the Colombian border today, and hopefully I'll get into some high country on the way.
On my way to Tulcán, I was keen to visit Reserva Ecológica El Ángel, which I'll refer to as El Ángel Ecological Reserve due to my Spanish pronunciation being so poor. The park protects 15,000 hectares of Ecuadorian high-altitude ecosystems, and the photos I had seen looked spectacular.
It's interesting, the attitude of local kids to foreigners on adventure bikes here in Ecuador. So if you're in North Africa, particularly I found in Tunisia, adventure bikes are still fairly rare, so the kids all just go mad and want to look at the bike, sit on it, have their photos taken, wave to you every time you go by, cheer. Here in Ecuador, they're obviously fairly used to it because the kids just couldn't give a stuff. So I kind of miss my celebrity status that I had in Tunisia. Here I'm just another gringo on a bike. Just left El Ángel and into some really pretty farming country now, and on the climb.
This river rock paved track was a real bone shaker and made me feel like I was riding down a creek bed.
Oh, coming up on some of that more higher altitude vegetation now. Yeah, it's certainly different. Well, me and the Tenno have arrived at the Reserva Ecologica El Ángel, and it seemed a good place to have a bit of a break from the rocky track for a bit, have a feed, and a bit of a look around. Seems a reasonable request. Okay, 3,800 metres, let's have a look. That is impressive. Absolutely beautiful. Might as well go up there for a look too. Definitely worth the climb.
While having lunch in the lookout, the weather began to change.
So during my walk up the hill and little look from the lookout, decent bloody belt of rain came through, and now the clouds come down as well. So it's changed a little bit from earlier, but that's alpine weather for you. So it remains to be seen what the condition of the track's going to be in. It's mainly rocky, so it should drain okay. But yeah, I think I've got about another 30 k's to go. I think the worst of it will be up here in the national park, and then when I get back down into the to the farming areas, it should be a little more, a little easier. We'll see.
At this point, my judgment was still reasonably sound. The rock and gravel track was firm and draining well. However, my ride was nearing a critical juncture.
I just pulled over to have a breather and I dropped the bloody thing. Just one of those silly moments where you rock to a stop and lose balance and fall into the reeds. Happens. Everything's right side up again. And I tell you what, next time you're looking for somewhere to fall off your bike, try these reeds. They're really comfortable. What a beautiful place.
This was my first glimpse of what might lie ahead.
Okay.
Still, it wasn't much, so I pressed on.
So I've just come around the corner and seen this. And I can do without this, to be quite honest. The thing is, you don't know how many more of these there are up ahead either. Okay, so there looks like a dry strip for bikes. Up here. Oh, that's not too bad. There's a dry track there. Oh, shit. Hell. It's one of those things where you, what's the worst option? Is it to turn around and go all the way back the way I came for a couple of hours, or get through that thing there and and hope it's the last one?
Okay, just pause it there for a sec. What's the worst option? It wouldn't be long before I found out. Remember how I said that when you're out riding, some decisions aren't all that important, while others can have more serious consequences? Well, I was about to make one of those more consequential decisions.
Otherwise, oh shit, this doesn't look much better. Oh, okay, so far so good. Okay, don't make me regret this. Don't make me regret this.
Don't make me regret this. Yeah, funny you should say that, Jim. At 3,500 metres, any exertion took my breath away.
Okay, I think it's just one more. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bloody tree's trying to pull me off too. Oh God, okay. Well, through that bit at least. Let's just hope that's the last of it. And we just got sand from here on in. Oh, that's a relief. Unless I have to turn around. Except at least I know I've got which tracks to follow. Slippery. Okay. Well, I've walked about 1 kilometre further down the track, and There's two more shitty big bog sections, black mud bog sections. But then we're onto this, and this is back to sand. So if I can get down here, I think I'm okay. I don't know whether I'm just trying to convince myself or what. Yeah, plenty of water, but still, yeah, solid base. If I commit to some of these boggy stretches that have a bit of a downhill aspect to them, I think there's pretty much no going back. So I have to be confident or hopeful that it doesn't get any worse further on. Okay, I'm going to stay in that rut, I reckon. Otherwise I'll just slide off and end up in it anyway. Oh, okay, good. That's possibly the worst one done. I thought I was through the worst of it. Looks like there's a little more to come. No. I was just about through that bit too, and then I just lost the front, just overbalanced. I was just about out, and look at that angle too. I've got to run out of daylight too. Shit. Okay, have to get a wriggle on with this. Well, it might not look like much difference, but I managed to slide the whole bike down into that rut there. So now the bars are sitting way higher than they were. So now I'm going to have to get in underneath, try and lift the bloody thing. But compared to how it was before, bike's now leaning this way, not this way. Oh bloody hell. It's leaning that way, not that way. So that's got to help. Okay, we're back in the game. Oh. Anyway, I've got to go. It doesn't look like it, but it's getting dark. Oh, down she went again. Oh, it's just too hard to ride this at night. Hard enough during the day. So, I'm going to walk into town. It's about 10 k's, I think. I'm getting a bit low on water, so I'm going to just walk out. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'll have to try and find someone to help me come and recover it. I think once, well, I don't know what's up ahead, but once I'm out of this one, I can ride on in the light, but I just can't get the bike out. I'm too tired. I picked it up twice already today. It's in a really shitty position again, a really difficult one to move, so I just have to accept that we're not going home together, me and the Tenere tonight. That's for certain. So, yeah.
I decided to walk out for a couple of reasons. First, the sooner I got to town, the sooner I could organise some help to recover the bike, and the less time it would be sitting out in the bush at risk of being stolen. And second, as a result of one of the drops, a can of chain lube had emptied itself inside one of my panniers, coating my camping gear. Turns out I was wrong about how far it was to the next town. When I reached the places that were marked on the map, they turned out to be properties or just locality names rather than villages. It ended up taking me 6 hours to walk 20 kilometres to reach Tulcán.
Well, I finally made it to town. It's 3 in the morning in Tulcán, near the Colombian border, so it's probably not the best time to be out and about. Thankfully, this bloke was selling drinks. It's the only shop open in town at the moment, it seems. The servo's closed, and so I managed to get a Gatorade and a litre of water, and I drank nearly both of those. A bit dry after today and after the walk back. And now I've got to figure out, it's about an hour to get to my hotel from here. I'm going to ask the cops. There's a police checkpoint just here. I'm going to ask them if they've if there's any cabs running this time of night, which I kind of doubt, but if they are, that'd save me another hour on the hoof, which I'd appreciate, to be honest. I'm sure there's going to be no one there when I get there anyway, except the security guard, but hopefully he'll let me sit in reception until morning. So yeah, been quite a day.
The next day, I found a bloke to help me recover the Tenere from where I dropped it for the third and final time. I ended up spending a week in Tulcán, trying to source parts to replace the broken bits of the bike and attempting to clean the chain lube from my pannier and camping gear. I was very glad to finally leave the town and start my Ecuadorian Amazon trip. This ride also turned out to be a memorable one, but this time for the right reasons. I'd like to think I'll learn from my ride in Ángel Ecological Reserve and make better decisions when adventure riding in the future. But I guess time will tell.
G'day everyone, Jim here. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Please give this video a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support.